welcome back to the RC Barn. Today we are going to shift gears a little bit. The Balsa Flyers event is coming up this weekend, and we're going to start making this an annual event between me and my daughter, Annabelle, which you've seen on the channel before. We're going to be out there Friday night out at Muncie, Site 5 I believe is where it's at, and we are hopefully going to stay till sometime Sunday morning. But anyways, as usual on getting ready for a big event like that or an event, and I haven't touched gliders since last summer, we got some work to do. So anyways, the whole topic of this video discussion here is how do you get your glider up. Now, a lot of people back in the day learned how to fly on simple 2-meter 2-channel gliders. Nothing wrong with that. They really they slow things down. They're very forgiving. They're big. 72-inch wingspan on a 2-meter, 99, 100, 180. You can get pretty crazy with sizes and stuff, but we're talking about 2-channel thermal gliders or 3-channel with spoilers. That's out of the range of this topic. Now, last year I built this mini high start here from Skybench Aerotech. This is from Scott Black. If you haven't been to his website, you should go check it out. He's got a lot of cool stuff on there. Yes, you got to get on a mailing list for kits. He does have them available. If you want a really big one, you're going to wait a while. I've been on a waiting list for a big Skybird for close to 2 years now. So, but that's a really big glider. So anyways, I use this most of the time. It's simple, it works, but it doesn't give you a lot of flight time if you're not picking up thermals. It's a lot of quick, get it up in the air, see if you can find something within a minute or so. 2 to 3 minute flights are the norm for these things. Nothing wrong with that. This works on everything from little 1-meter to 2-meter planes, I think is what it's rated for, and he's got bigger ones for your bigger gliders out there. What I prefer, which it increases the drag, increases the mess a little bit, is an engine stand like this with an 049 on it. Can't get more simpler than this. I know a lot of my guys on the channel will recognize this immediately, and this is how I learned how to fly. One of the steps I took on learning to fly was to fly with gliders with 049s or 051s on there. If you can get an 051, they're a little stronger and they get you up in the air a little farther. These usually have a couple minute run time, and you can get pretty high with one of these guys. But there again, it's a trade-off. You're going to trade a little bit more aerodynamics for a little more height. But if you're learning to fly, like I'm hoping to do with Annabelle this weekend, being able to pass that transmitter back and forth a couple of times on one go is going to be very handy. The only problem I have with this guy here is this engine is blown up. I didn't take very good care of it, and it's very temperamental, and it just doesn't run anymore. But I picked up a box at a guy's house, and in that box was, 4 of them. And we're gonna go with the one that's got the tank on it. So I'm assuming this is like a Medallion 049, not the most powerful. It's not like your Cox Baby Beat or your Cox. Trying to dig in my memory here and remember which ones they were, but they definitely had some more. The Black Widows were definitely the strongest of the 049s, in my opinion. I could be wrong. And then I do believe that if I look, anyways, I know I got an 051 around here somewhere, but I don't have a tank for it, and I would have to completely redesign my pylon, which it's Thursday night. We're leaving tomorrow night, so this is going to be a pretty quick and easy. Unscrew this, screw this one in, and we'll talk about fuel here in a minute. And so anyways, let me get these swapped around. I'll clamp this down to my bench, and then we'll see if she runs. Alright, so I got that swapped over. Yep, that's the new engine. I probably should put the spring on it, but let's just try it with this. So anyways, there's a couple of options that you can do to start a 049. Now, Cox is still open, and you can still order this kind of stuff. So this is the glow plug clip that they sell. And then they sell this, so you got to solder the two ends together. to make that work. Just positive to negative, or negative to negative and positive to positive. Obviously, I'm out of batteries, and I went and checked in the house and I don't have any. The other thing that they sell is one of these syringes. I highly recommend this. You can use other forms, but we're going to use this method. And since I'm out of juice, I'm just going to use my glow igniter for quickies. Now this is 15% fuel that I mix up with 18% oil, and you guys have probably seen me make this before. So anyways, yeah, it's a little light on the nitro. 049's really like 20% and 22% oil, but it will not hurt. Just for a test fire, I'm not going to mix up a batch of fuel just to see if this engine even runs. So we're gonna go in here. There's two, you can't see them, but there's two nipples up here. One is fill and the other one is vent. I think the one on the left side is fill. Yep, it is, because we put quite a bit of fuel in there. So you just push it down in there. You put that on this side over here until it comes out the other side. This is a tank. It fills up all that, and then we're going to go ahead and prime it a little bit. Yes, I'm going to start it in my barn. So shut up. It doesn't run for very long, if it's going to run at all. We're going to go ahead and prime it a little bit, and by doing that, you just get the piston down. This is the exhaust port here. Squirt a little bit in there. It doesn't take much. Make her nice and wet. Flip her over a few times. And then let's see if I can hand start this, without the spring starter. I'm just going to clip that on there like that. On. No, ain't getting enough pop out of it. Okay. So, these are super easy to work on. It just has a flathead screwdriver in the nose of it. Just flathead screw. There we go. Screwdriver's a little big. Anyways, we're going to take that off. We got our old engine here with the spring starter. You can also buy these at Cox. It comes from Canada, so I'm not sure, not 100% sure what the tariffs are going to do with Cox nowadays. I haven't ordered a lot of stuff in a long time, but I did make quite a big order a long time ago, and God dang, that is in there. That is too big. That one's way too big. Give me 1 second. Alright, so I got the tank removed. It's just 4 flathead screws, and if you've never seen the inside of one of these things before, they're pretty simple. I mean, there's really not much in there. And, the head screws on. This is the glow plug assembly here. Okay. And that screws on to the head. And then you can take that out, and then you pull the prop, and and it's just got bushings in it. There's nothing real fancy about it. So anyways, this is your tank. Now if you had a tankless version, you would have a back plate on here to cover this up. These guys here, like this guy, he would have came on a almost ready to fly Cox plane. I'm almost guaranteeing it with that back plate like that. So never seen one quite like that before. So anyways, we got the tank here. This 4 screws. That's your reed valve assembly right there. So as it as it starts to run, these reeds open up and close with the compression, and that forces the fuel from the tank into here. Okay, and then if I can, you should be able to pull the back plate off. There we go. There we go. Okay. Not as bad as I thought it would be. So here's your needle valve assembly. Okay. And that goes through here. And it comes through there. And it comes through this hole right here. Okay, see that? And straight into the reed assembly. So it doesn't have a real orientation up or down, left or right. It just goes in there. I think I'm just going to clean this a little bit. That'll probably work. It's probably more suitable to what we're doing. Carbon choke cleaner. Okay, got fuel running through there. Fuel running through there. I bet that reed is not reading. Nope, she's free. I was really gently moving it here and she's popping up. That's a good sign. And then, well, actually, I got the dang key tips right here. I don't know how much of this you can see I'm doing. I'm just cleaning this out. It's got some gunk in it. But like I said, it's not bad. Okay. Let me pop this back in here. Keep in mind you got to line your 4 holes up here for your screws. They're pretty long. All right, well there you go. We finally got a runner. It took a couple extra parts here, and taking another engine apart. And I ended up changing the prop on it too. It sounds pretty good with that, and it pulls a lot more. This guy's pretty small, so this one was more for RPMs. It definitely hasn't ran in a long time because of all the black. Look at the fuel tank, all the black spots. So blowing out a lot of carbon. We'll have to. I'm gonna mix up the nice thing about these engines and mixing your own fuel. So if you haven't went back and looked looked at my video on mixing your fuel, there is 2 of them. I don't know how many people realize that there's an updated one. But I'm gonna mix up a quart, and I mean a quart of fuel will go a very long ways. We measured out on the syringe. That's a 1/2 ounce tank, and I mean it ran for probably a good 3.5, 4 minutes. You only saw a part of that, so, and then I ran it again and it was able to be fired up pretty easily. So anyways, yeah, this is a cheap way to fly too. I mean, if you're on a really, really tight budget, go look for a 2-meter lighter. You could have a ball with them, with, you know, a $10 049, some scrap plywood. You can see I just picked some, when I built this years ago. It's 1/8 inch ply, Got some servo screws in there, and then I just coated the whole thing with epoxy, just to kind of get some longevity out of it, because these things do go bad. Somewhere around here I got a actual plastic one, but this style works just fine. Just as long as you're keeping CG, keeping it on. So how this works is when you put your wing on, and it's got to be a rubber band wing, you run cross over top, and then the cross goes right in front of here. So that's with the rubber bands, it stops it from moving forward. So we're pulling out of the plane anyways. And you can have one engine, you can have multiple planes. Is a nice thing, because no throttle, just the pure of a Cox 049. Can't get any better than those guys. And like I said, you can still get parts. So, but be aware if you order from, and be aware if you do order from Cox up in Canada. Be prepared to spend some money, and order a lot of parts. That way you get free shipping. Anyways, hopefully here tomorrow or Saturday morning we'll get some flight video for you on the riser. So corroded. Okay. I'm gonna get very high with it. There he goes. See down? Oh. Damn, they're gonna land right at the same time. There you go. Yay!
That means more fun for the rest of us.
I expected 50 to 100 based on the people saying they were coming. And they were going to have the high-powered rocket guys too, but
That burn ban
burn
canceled.
ban stopped them. They canceled Thursday.
That's gonna be more and more the case everywhere with the rocketry guys. Burn bans.
We got a river in our town's Grand Rapids because of the rapids.
It's not rapid.
The river is gone.
I've been to your convention center a couple times for trade shows.
Yeah.
We've actually started.
Yeah, that river is only about maybe from here to the truck wide right now.
We started outlawing DT fuels for decriminalizing because Colorado, California, Texas, the risk is too high. And
What DT fuel don't go out either.
it don't. It's designed not to go out.
That's the
Like,
point, right? Yeah.
So we've started saying, well, in those states we've said only electronic timers, and we're actually thinking about changing the AMA rules to outlaw because it's too much risk. Like, we got enough problems on our hands. Starting the forest fire is not.
Well, my brother's a professional forester. He lives in Chattanooga. He works for paper companies and stuff. Down in their area, almost 80–90% of the time.
You got a Vario on that?
Oh
What
yeah.
do you mean I can't hunt here?
What?
I'll show
You have a Vario on that?
Exactly.
Radio goes, I don't think you know.
Peter Thurman.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
I'm in
That's
list,
the maiden.
but it's
Yeah.
it's nice
is
to
the
have
maiden?
a Vario in the beginning,
Oh, okay.
so you can see that you're in the center.
Oh, good.
We never made it past the maiden last year. It crashed before you got off 2 foot in the air.
Yeah, right. But because you're away,
How's business going for you,
I'll
Scott?
let the airplane scoop. See it?
You can kick as fast as you can.
That's
or
not
fast
what
as
the way it
Get
does.
wood, but that's not
There
enough
is
to contain all the
A really
viruses.
smart
Where
guy
you-
I've got
figured out
building
that
inspections too, but
Where are you
the airplane
sourcing
will
wood right
still track on the
Depends,
same
I get a lot
track
of wood from Balsa Flyers.
if it's light or weight or heavy.
Very
You
used to
will
get all of it
exactly
plus
fly the
today.
same flight
But
path,
wholesale, but
just
the
as
wholesale pricing now
well, there's a
is
limit to that
$10,000
obviously,
more.
but so you see the glide you got?
They
It's
tell me
a really good
last time I
glide
did that,
because it's a big airplane.
2 to 3 weeks turned into
See
2
that?
months.
See how it just grew?
Okay.
Then your money's tied up.
Well, the money's tied up, but then they shipped 80% of it. They didn't ship any trailing
Fly it?
edges, any
That
triangle stock, any of that stuff. And they're like, well, we shipped you what we could. I was like, but I still can't see that.
Yeah, well, that gets me 50% of a kit
Right.
right there.
And I understood it from their standpoint, but
Yeah.
I should put a note on my account that from now on, no partial shipments.
I don't know, look, they're
And they
like
eventually
everywhere.
go
What?
forward.
Get out of my face.
I'm going down
So
Ecuador.
here's what I do want to fly. This is what how I teach
February, I
people to do it. Watch Mike.
Big buy down there.
To see how his airplane has the same
But
speed.
you're getting
And his fuse is level.
triangle and trailing edge
His
stuff.
fuse is always level. This is how I once it's,
Where is
once it's
Newsom
trimmed,
having
which is
his-
pretty good.
Because he's not
This is
good.
how I fly.
Yeah, they did for a long
If
time.
it's
Yeah,
trimmed right, the speed is right, keep the
Herb's
fuse
not gonna
level.
do what it said.
In a
Nick
turn,
West
when the fuse
down at-
points down, you pull a little bit elevator, which I just did. See how that
Well,
works?
he's got all the equipment. He's got all the
So
equipment.
you train your
Yeah,
eye.
he has every
be
bit of it.
absolutely
He's
level.
now,
news. I was
he's got
told
15
all the
miles
time.
from me, so
The
I go up
airplane
there
is
and get
trimmed,
fit.
you're good. See how what I do?
But he's going to have
See,
all
I
of
have
it
a
done
little
in the mill
left, so I
down
just
in
pull a little bit because
Ecuador.
the tail
That
comes
5J.
Oh,
That
okay.
means
Ooh.
that means lift. You can't
Yeah,
do
they're
that
starting to
if the
encroach on
airplane's
us
not
here.
trimmed right. This is pretty
Well,
close.
that's pretty good.
It's just a fun project. You okay if I set up my
Yeah, there's one out, but it wouldn't be big enough.
I get it.
Yeah, same line. You'll see that line out there. I'm not.
Okay.
I know it.
Look at that, he's flying below some of the gliders.
You're welcome to set up wherever you're going.
Okay. ish.
setting up. You know, I mean, he's supposed to
Look at here,
see the
look
direction
right
they
here.
set up. Maybe a high start up also.
That's F5J coming our way.
Here's what I do. Step on my right side.
I get it. I do get it. I just,
Now,
I'm a
you're
purist.
gonna
I
put
prefer
the
to
flying down on top of
keep it
my
media,
flying.
radio, and the wind. But
But don't put any pressure on it. I'm gonna have to push that stick, okay?
yeah, right.
Got it? Now you
Yeah, well, that's the arms race right there.
All it
Yeah,
takes,
you gotta
watch,
keep
and then she
advancing
comes.
with money.
Then I stop.
When my son wanted to get into RC car racing, I was like, just keep
See how it
the
works?
to fly. So he's going to wing it.
So if the airplane's trimmed, you don't have to use all full throttle.
Some make it, well, you can't land it now. You gotta get this
Yes,
motor, you
it's
gotta
just
get this.
giving them nervous stuff.
You know,
Okay,
also
it's a
spend
baby.
$200 to get into try RC racing, turned into $1,500 to get into try RC racing.
And you can't have one, you
Hardest
gotta
part
have
for me is
backups.
when it's
And I have two
I know.
daughters.
is you have
Two daughters, and I started buying stuff, and my wife's like,
child is
well,
ugly and it doesn't fly.
Yeah.
yeah, but those people
Comes building.
that's not what I meant.
They wanna race ponies.
That is,
Right, yeah.
that is, it's tough for me, so it's like, oh, look,
So now our
people
free
ask
flight
me
guys
to
are flying FAI,
and
you know,
so did
those
you,
models are
and I wasn't gonna
depending on
fly
what event,
until I
1,500
see
to
that those little
2,800
things are
bucks
taken care of.
a pop.
It took me
And you don't go to a free
a
flight
few
for
minutes to
about
get
5.
that
Like,
whole thing
you're not
fixed
going
with
with
that
one and
push
a
rod.
half. You're going with 5.
And it was worth
And
it,
they're
right?
like, well,
I just
yeah,
don't.
man,
I don't
membership
do this
went up
shit
to
when it
$85. I'm
falls
like,
backwards.
son, don't you got $4,000 worth of airplane sitting in those docks?
I don't want them to race the deuce either,
I don't either, but, like,
That's normal.
really? You're gonna,
We're gonna have to get a mixture for you. So spoil it. You see how's it going down, nose down,
let's
yeah.
talk about, like, scale here, because, like,
I mean, it's
they
like
can fit $20,000 worth of airplanes in a box.
You want me
that
to fly a
size.
barrel roll?
yeah, it's a plane that they made for the drone situation.
Yeah, you
You
can.
know what I do?
Oh,
Is
yeah.
they tend to hire the legal team
No,
to
it's not
get
good
the
for
door
somebody
down.
else to play, because if something
Walmart,
happens, then I'll
Amazon.
look actually stupid. Yeah.
Whomever, you know, those guys got big bucks and big high powered trains.
Well, the drone industry definitely did have an effect on us.
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
See how it grows?
And
I just
I mean,
let
I
her
got my
fly.
remote ID in the car.
Look at how small inputs are on my thumb.
But, you know, look at it. You know, I'm like, we have a,
But I'm
in Scotland
proactive.
area,
I'm
we have
already
a
pulling or
Hobby
pushing.
Town USA
As
stand.
soon as before it
I
even
walked
happens,
in-
I can see it. It's
I walked in
gonna
there
slow
a
down.
year ago,
I'll push the nose down.
and they've converted a big box store. One half of their retail space has been converted to
See, that's
RC
energy
parking.
you build. Can you see it?
And I'm like, look around. Okay, what do y'all know? Let's go. Right.
Yeah, it's a fast flying atmosphere at a time.
That's
came in last
thinking of it right there. Well, I got a
Right
hobby
there.
shop on the west side of Michigan, near Holland, Hobby Hub. I went in there, I was listening to some tubing or something.
Oh, really?
I was quite surprised. He's pretty well stocked with a lot of stuff. It's cars that keep him going.
Because I was
Right,
thinking-
right now, it's-
Yeah, he
it-
keeps
it's-
his other
The
inventory.
pendulum is keeps swinging around,
Yeah,
but right now it's cars. Great.
yeah.
But like, I was very fascinated. 'Cause you know as well as I
You
do,
want to sell it?
big box stores run on data. And if they're converting half of their retail space into something,
So I
They
think
know
what we're
something.
gonna do is we'll,
and I'm like,
We have an indoor track in the OC on the south side.
lady a little bit.
Yep.
Because that's a little more responsive and it's not
Indoor
quite.
carpet track.
This
I
is
see a lot
okay.
of guy up by us crawlers
And
real big.
it's not
Yeah.
that easy
And I
to
get that,
fly.
that's kinda cool. The guys,
Yeah.
the guys that put on the backpacks and then take it to, you know, you can't pick
But as
them
you
up.
can see,
Yeah.
I
You
can
have to just treat them like they're a real vehicle all
Right.
day long. That's kinda cool. I get it.
it's not as cool as airplanes.
That's cool with airplanes, right, yeah.
I've always played with airplanes, and I don't know no better.
I thought,
That's just the way she goes.
I thought racing cars was stupid when my son said he wanted to do it. I kinda said something to that effect, that they're two-dimensional. Boy, I was wrong. It's hard, it's really hard.
Okay.
And the setup, and not only that, but those speeds within a 10-foot lane,
It's challenging.
it's really hard.
Sound is
A lot
good.
of it's muscle memory.
Throws are
But
good.
the thing was, is by the end of a Friday night of
If you
racing,
want
I
to
go
spend
home
a
and,
few dollars, get some big controls.
you know, whereas flying airplanes, I go home and I'm relaxed, and it's been a nice day, and he's like,
That's
"Wasn't
'cause
that
you do a
fun?"
lot
I'm
of
like,
walking.
yeah, but I don't know if I'm gonna
And
do
this only happens the first time on the sticks in the spring.
Yeah.
And I was amazed, you know, how parts. I was used to
Yeah,
airplanes
exactly.
that don't cost you anything until you crash them. But cars, you go through
Some are
cars.
worse than others, but yeah. I made my first go fly baby bike a couple,
Oh, yeah.
3 or 4 weeks ago or so. And as easy as that thing is to fly, I mean, I got it off the ground, I was fine, and flying around, all of a sudden the stake started.
Really?
See, we can't have the shakes in indoor.
That's true. The whole thing would come apart, wouldn't it? Yeah. When I was first married, we were living in Tennessee, and I belonged to a club, and those guys were into pattern. And so I got a chaos and did all that. But I remember sitting there with my hands shaking, you know, and the three guys sitting behind me, and I'm like, this is not fun.
You going up again, Peter?
Yeah.
I flew a lot of pattern as a kid.
Harry might like to try to launch
You know,
that
you
thing.
just like the
I almost
amount of
crashed
hours
it a
I
minute ago.
spent making sure my crosses
Sometimes-
were in the exact right spot.
See, then the
I'm
one
flying
thing you
one
do is
night,
you have to
it's-
wander with lift.
What's going on?
Yeah. There's not a lot of wind right now, but it's still going.
Like,
That's how I was with
I-
pattern.
I'm
3 o'clock.
so focused on making sure my crosses are
And
exactly
it's
right.
big lift. See
You know,
how
my
big
8
the
points
circles
are
Yeah.
snapped. Like, this doesn't feel like fun. It's like, let's go do something that's fun.
That's when I started.
That's when I moved over to free flight.
1985, and I was just relaxing.
What events you fly through?
I fly a little bit of everything, but I primarily fly indoor now.
Yeah.
I fly a little bit of outdoor rubber.
Sometimes I go home and
That's an
some
intrigue.
days I'm
I never
no
did
matter what
fly
I'm
rubber.
flying, and
I love
like,
I
yeah,
love
I'm so
rubber.
relaxed. I crash out on the couch and look for it happens.
Well, that's as I've gotten older. If I sit down for too long,
When I was a kid and I had lots of energy and was reasonably athletic, I flew a lot of turbine glider and that stuff outdoors.
I remember there was a guy at the it's been a long time ago, but he had what was the name of that bird? It was something speckled bird.
Yeah, great speckled bird.
Yeah.
George Fairland.
Yeah. I mean, he'd be standing like this.
Oh yeah. A lot of rubber in that Nebraska. He probably he was probably flying those things on 7,500 grams of rubber.
He'd win every time.
Oh God.
He'd win every time.
He's a fantastic builder and flyer and
Yeah.